You're welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy, where we want to solve the problem that is displayed at the left-hand side of the screen. And if you look at this closely, we are dealing with interpenetration between solids, that is, when two solids intersect together. But in this case, we are dealing with an hexagonal pyramid and also a prism, a square prism. So the square prism is interpenetrating the hexagonal pyramid, and we are told to draw the curve of intersection, and also we should draw the end view. Now from this you can see we are given the plan and also what? The front elevation. This is the plan and this is what? The front elevation. So what we are going to do is for we to draw out what we are given. So let's start. So the first thing you do is just to draw your vertical and horizontal line, just like I did here. Right? You draw your vertical line, placing your set square on your t-square to draw your vertical line, and using your t-square to draw what? Your horizontal line. Can you see that? Now we'll start with the plan first of all. So from the plan, we have an hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides. A regular hexagon, that's what we have there. That is the base of what? The pyramid, looking from the top. So what we'll do, we're given a diameter of 50, right? So I am going to measure half of 50, which is 25. So if I take this is from 0 to 25. And now place it here. Can you see that? This is where I'm going to draw my circle, faint line. Hope you can see that. So with the same measurement I used to draw the circle, I will place it at this point here. I will strike an arc up. I'll place it here also. I'll strike another arc here. Then I'll come at this top two. I'll do the same thing. Strike it left and also what? Strike it right. So what I will do is, you see all these points you're seeing. If I start from here and say this is point A that I mark, point B, point C, point D, point E, and what? Point F. I'll join them together. So if I join from A to B, and I'll join from B to C, and I'll join from C to D, and I'll join from E to D, and I'll join from F to E, and I'll join from A to F. Can you see that? Now we move forward. Is that okay? And that is my hexagon. You can use your faint line first of all. Now the next thing is, I'll come down to my front elevation and I'm going to draw an horizontal line this way. So if I now bring the ends of this hexagon this way, the end here, where it touches here and where it touches here, represent the base of the front elevation. Can you see that? So this is AF. I'll call it to be my AF, depending on you, looking from the top. Then I'll call it to be EB. This is my EB. Then this is what? My DC. DC. Can you see that? Now aside that, this point you see where they are meeting, remember, is an hexagon. So I'll just draw my faint line first of all, come back to this. Then I'll bring this one too, also come in here too. I can easily dull here a little bit, or let's just proceed. So where they all meet, the apex point here is my point O. Now the height given here is said to be what? 76, as you can see. So I'm going to measure 76 on my meter rule. So from 0 here, can you see that, to 76. And I will now connect from here. I can thicken it. Then I'll connect from here. I will use a faint line first. Can you see that? To this point, you're seeing this point O is here. O, we are looking from the top. Now aside that, they were given a distance of what? Of 10. So I'm going to measure my 10 here. So from 0 here, I'll measure 10. Can you see that? And I'll just take it out this way. Hope you can see that. Then aside that, it says from this center here, I'll measure out 44. Right? From this to get to the end. So I'll measure what? 44. So I can do the 44 from here. From 0 to 44. And I'm going to bring it down this way. Can you see that? Now the next thing is, we don't actually know what the height will be here to draw our diagram. So the help will come from what? Let's draw out this particular guy that we have here. Is that okay? So this is what I am going to do. Extend this a little bit. Can you see that? Then close to it, I will draw out a shape this way. Another extra line. Let me do it from the top. Just here first. Then if I place my instrument this way, since it's a square, and the square has 90 degrees at different sides. So from here, this is 45. Can you see that? And I'm giving the length of that side to be given as 22. So I'm going to measure 22 on my meter rule from 0, and this is 22. Right? And I'll place it here. I'll mark 22. Then I'll come to the other side again with the help of my set square and my, see, I'm placing it on my t-square. Then I'll place it this way. Draw another line this way. Can you see that? So this is what I have. So I can easily call here to be 0.0, 0.1, and 1. See what I'm doing? So 101. Now aside that, you know, it must form what? 90 degrees. If I want to complete it, I can just bring the rest out, but I don't need that. So this is what I will now use to complete this guy here this way. Hope you can see that. So I can easily just thicken it from here. This is thickened from this point straight down here, and this is thickened from this point straight down here, and I will close here up this way, and I'll also close here up this way. Then there's a straight line that is running OE is from here straight down to this point. Can you see that? Now, since I have gotten that, I will now do the same thing here too. So the distance from here, I just have this way. So let's just put it that way first of all. Now, if I have done that, if I should extend this here, just the same line, I can easily take the distance from here to here. Then I'll come here and I'll mark up and what? Down. And that is what I am going to use to connect to this point. Can you see that? So I can easily just thicken here. and also ticking the rest here, just like what we see on the screen. Can you see that? Now I can just extend here a little bit in and here too, just like what you can see. Now aside that, we have drawn out what we are given there, and this is also coming into touch. We're replicating what we have in our left hand side. So here, touching here. Are we together? So the same thing I did here, I'll do it here too. So we want to start. We've already replicated the diagram. So now we want to start our work here. So I can come here and I might easily do it here and I might easily ignore it, right? So I can just come bring this out. And then just mark here, this is on this point. Then if I extend here to this point, and extend here to this point, then I can just join this. And join this too. So if this is 1 1, here will now become 0 0, then 1. Are we there? So we are not done yet. So we've successfully drawn this out. Now the next thing is I'll draw my end view here. We'll be doing them gradually. So if I should draw an horizontal line this way, then I draw a line close to this line this way. Can you see that? Then on this line, I will draw a 45-degree this way. Can you see that? So when you're looking at this figure, we call it the end view. This is the plan. This is the end view. When you're looking at it from this side, we want to draw the end view first of all, right? What are you going to see? So what I will see is, to get the base, I will extend here to here, right? And to get the apex O is where O and O, where O and O here meets. They are meeting here, that's the apex. So this is my O, right? So if I want to get B, if I extend it this way from point B here, where B and B meet, you know, this is the line. If you look at this line, there's a B there, so it means that where the B and B meet, this will be my point B. But look at, we just have just point B. Similarly, if I go to the other point E, so where E and what and E meet, where E and E meet, this is where point E and E meet. Is that taken? So if you look at it, now I will now join these two together from here. So because O and B is connected, O and B is connected, O and B is connected, O and E is connected. So we'll connect from O to B, ticking it, and now connect from O to E, also ticking it. Then I'll tick in the base also. Hope you can see that. Remember, we're looking from the front. Is that taken? Now the next thing is this point here and this point on the base, I will project them out. So if I should come here, A and C on the same line, likewise F and D on the same line. So I'll bring both of them down. So if it's what we have, O and C, F, and D. So this line you see here is AC, because there's A here, AC, which will still have AC. Then here is what is DF. So I'll just take them towards the center with faint line first, because it's one side of the hexagon. Hope you can see that. Now I'm not taking it yet, I'm still moving. So from here, if I should extend this to this point, so what is happening now? This is the line of 1. So where 1 meets 1 is a point. Talking about the inner one now. I'm focusing on this part of it, not the base anymore. So where the 1 meets 1 is here, and also here also. All together. Now the next thing we'll do, we can just use our 45 degree. I can just extend this way. We know 1 is going to meet O somewhere. All together. So what we'll do here is, I can just take the measurement and do a 45 degree that will touch the horizontal line. So it doesn't really matter how you go about that. So where 45 degree should come from here to meet here. All together to come from here to meet where? Here. And also the same 45 degree will come from here to meet here, because look at what is happening here. If I want O, this is the line of O, so let's just see what will happen from here. Now let's jump into conclusion. So let's try the point 0 touching here, and point 0 also touching here. So let's bring them down. So point 0 and also point 0. This is where they are meeting. 0 and 0. So let's bring them together. Bring them together. Then bring them together. So it means that my point 101 is touching, my point O is touching this line here. So don't get it twisted. Are we there? Now I will now do the needful. Bring the rest here. This will not go through. This is an opening. And then this also will not go through. This is an opening. So we have the opening, so the line will not go through. Then I can easily stick in here too. Now we are now moving forward. So if I should call here to be my point A, here too will be point A, 1 if I want to. So what I will do is, if I see here should be my point small letter A, I will just project where A, let me start from the top, because this will be visible line, while here will be hidden. You cannot see here where you're looking from the top, you will not see here. So here will be what? Hidden. Here will be hidden, here will be visible. So if I take my point A up this way, right? So where the line of 1, this A is the line of 1, where 1 meets 1 is at this point. Are you with me? Now the next thing is the two ends here. This point and this point, they're all at this area here. So if I should project this here, see what I want to do. So if I should project this point I have here, if I put it this way, If I take it up from here, I take the other one too up from here. I'll focus on these two lines. So I'm going to project them to come and touch the diagonals here. So this is where it's touching, these diagonals. So that diagonal is touching. Are you with me? Will be another point. So that will be, I'll now join them together. This will come here, this way. And this will come here, this way. Right? Then the next one is, the next one will be, so if you look at this now, O is coming up, is meeting here. O is coming up, is meeting here also. So it means that this point you see here, trace it, is meeting here and is also meeting here. So you connect these two together. And you also connect these two together. Meaning that all these points you see here will close up. So I'm going to close this point up. I mean this point that you're seeing. I'll do what? I'll close them up. So let me first of all clean here, because this figure here is blocking the base. So you will not see all these parts here. So let me delete them off. So if I thicken it out, this will move from here to touch here. And this will move from here to touch here. Then this line you see will be extended to touch here, because you'll be seeing this point here, which is this line. All together. Now, then the one inner will be more of a hidden line. So let me just draw my hidden line for the base there, so you can see what I'm trying to portray. So here will be hidden, 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 hidden. And here also will just be the hidden, hidden, hidden. Can you see that? Now, what do you notice? This is 0, 0 here, O, O. O, O is meeting O here. So meaning that this will be touching the intersection will be from 1 to 0 back to 1. Right? So let me just do that. Just be a straight line. This way and this way. Then the center line here. That is this other side, the two ends. Are you with me? You can look at the screen and see what I'm talking about in 3D. All good. So we've done that. Now we are not done. So we know very well that the line will be extended from here to touch here, back to here. Then this one too will come from here to touch here. Then this one too, back to here. Then this one too is coming from here straight back to here. Can you see that? That is the apex point here, point O. Now there's one more part that we've not completed yet, and that is the one below. So let's do that one below, then we are good to go. Should we? So let's do that and see. So the one below here is this. We've already done this two, which is what we have here. Then this other one here, these two parts here. Right? If I call here to be, it depends on how. If I say here should be A and B, here also will be what? We trace the A up. Here will be A, and here will be what? B. Then the next one is what? Let me call it to be G and F. So, or G and P. So if I should take it up, let's see what will happen. If I should take G up and I take F up. So let's see what will happen. So where G is meeting this point here, the diagonals, that will be a point. And also where F is coming here to meet the diagonal, that will be another point. This is the diagonal, this line you see is meeting it here, and this line that's coming meeting here. So this will also be a hidden line. All together, it will be what? A hidden line. So everything will come and touch here, these two, this way, here this way, and here this way. So let me break it out. And it's also connected to, they are all associated to this, just like this associated to this, this also associated. So this point here, I'll take it up this way, touching here. That is what my line will look like. So the hidden line, just like this, and like this. So you can see those parts, and like this, and like this. So you can't see those parts because here will be blocked. So we've successfully um, reproduced the figure that you can see at the left hand side of the screen. This is the end elevation. When you're looking at it from this side, look at my diagram on the screen. Looking at it from the side, you're going to see all the shape. You remember it's hexagonal. This is one side, another side, and so on and so forth. So the faces you'll be seeing will be 1, 2, 3. You'll be seeing all these faces. You'll be seeing this face, B to, this is BC. You see B to C. So B to C you see, and you also see C to what? C to D. So C to D, you're going to see when you're looking at it from here, and you see D to E, D to E also all together. Then the shape you're seeing here, this is, we know this is 1. That's the one you see. To be the one is extended. So and that's what we have there. So it has a base. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.